Good evening. This is Letitia Bynum Hinton, and we're going to take a look today at the birth chart of the fabulous Miss Cardi B. She, of course, is this wonder who has come to the forefront in hip hop, and she has just made an amazing jump start for her life. I love Cardi B. I love what she stands for, her openness, and so we're just going to take a look at this chart and see how she has come to the success that she has, and we'll just get right into it. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the sun in this chart. And she has the sun in Libra, and the sun represents our fathers in our childhood, and we see that that is in the seventh house of partnerships. So the Leo, which is ruled by the sun, is in the fifth house. So that indicates that her father had a lot to do with her creativity, her feeling like she could use her creativity. Her father influenced her in that way. Her mother, which is represented by the moon, is in the first house. So when we have an individual who has their moon in the first house, then this person is really close to their mom. Their mom means the world to them. This person and their mom are like best friends. So that's what we have for Cardi B and her mom. They're like best friends. However, we see that the moon, which is ruled by Cancer, Cancer's in the fourth house with Mars. So surely when she was growing up, there was a lot of anger. Her mom exhibited a lot of anger and frustration. We have the ruler of the first house of Aries is in the fourth house, and that's Mars in the fourth house, and then the ruler of the fourth house is in the first house. So her mom showed a lot of anger and frustration and would lash out, I'm sure, quite often. And then we see that in the 10th house, which is the highest part of the chart, and that represents the career, we have Capricorn there, and we have Uranus and Neptune, and they are in an opposition to Mars. So this shows that as far as her career is concerned, she is a ridiculous hard worker. She is smart and able to pivot and change. She has gone through a lot of career change. That's what we see with Uranus in the 10th house. She's experienced a lot of career change, a lot of change in groups that she's been a part of, and different social groups has changed and surely is elevated. Okay. And we see Saturn, who is the ruler of Aquarius and also the ruler of Capricorn, one of the rulers of Aquarius and the ruler of Capricorn, sitting in the 11th house. So this shows that her work is tied to the groups that she's in, and the groups that she has been a part of have they have been some restriction on her, limited her, but it has caused her to work that much harder, and that's the reason why she's had so much change in the groups that she's been in. She has not received a lot of help from the groups that she's been in, but it has been her own hard work. She, with the Mars in the fourth house, she has a lot of drive internally to be able to go and get the things that she wants. And with the opposition to the 10th house, with Neptune there, this has helped her get the stardom, the star status. Stars and celebrities often have Neptune either in the first house or the 10th house because it gives them a glamour. It gives them to the world. They're very glamorous, and that's what we have for her. Neptune has done that for her. It has caused her to dream and to press forward to be a star. Okay? Now, as it relates to her being a rapper and being able to, come up with the lyrics and all of that, and the way that she speaks, we have Mercury in the 8th house in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is all about darkness. Scorpio rules sex. Scorpio rules all of the deep, dark, death, harsh language. We see that with Mercury, who is the ruler of communication. She speaks, her mind. She speaks boldly, whatever she thinks. She talks about sex. She talks about everything under the sun. She talks about anything and says it how she wants and is unafraid. And that is because she has this 8th house Mercury in Scorpio. Okay. And the 3rd house, she has Gemini. So we have the ruler of the 3rd house coming into the 8th house. The 3rd house is the natural house of communication. So for her, this is what gives her an ability to rap the way she does, and for what she's talking about, it gives her that ability to talk about that with ease and no reservation and no care about what other people think. With the sun in the 7th house and Jupiter there in the 7th house, this shows that she has had partnerships that have elevated her. Not necessarily the groups that she's been in, but partnerships. She's been able to be blessed. Jupiter there shows blessing and expansion and growth, and the sun brings its light into this area. So she's been able to tap in and make some fantastic partnerships that have been able to elevate her in her career. And we have Venus also in the 8th house. Venus represents what we love, how we love. Venus is there with Pluto conjunct. So a conjunction with Pluto makes her very passionate, very obsessed about relationships, what she wants. Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, and so Mars and Pluto are. So she has Mars in the 4th. So she is obsessed, of course, about her mother for sure. And then she is, I'm sure, obsessed about her love relationships with Pluto and Venus conjunct, but they have also been very painful for her. They have been relationships probably filled with abuse and deception, because we have Scorpio, Pluto, Venus here, relationships filled with obsession, probably, love the way you lie relationships, can't live without you, want to live without you, but it's very painful to be without you. So back and forth, Plutonian relationships. And then we have in the 2nd house of income, Venus is the ruler of the 2nd house coming into the 8th house. So her resources that she has gained from speaking is blessing her income. Venus is there, Mercury is there, so she gains her income through other people buying her product, buying her records, buying her ability to rap, her ability to speak. Her ability to speak has what has elevated her. To speak so boldly and outwardly has elevated her. And then we also have Mercury is the ruler of the 6th house going into the 8th house. So this the 6th house is her daily activity, her work. So she is obsessed about her work, and her daily work is rapping and talking and speaking. So we see that happening here in her chart. So this is just an overview of how we can see her life very quickly, and how she has come to a place of success, and just some quick things that we can see in her chart. Okay, thanks for listening. Again, Letitia Bynum Hinton. If you would like to get a reading from me, you can find me at letitiabynumhinton.com. Thank you.